Hey everyone, I'm Karlyn Borysenko. I'm an analyst and an independent journalist who's been covering the radical revolutionary far left for about 4 years now. You can find my work on Substack at Karlyn, Karlyn.substack.com. And I gotta tell you guys, I just went inside tonight an organizing call with the New York City Democrat Socialists of America. There is no universe in which Zohran Mamdani is not going to be the next mayor of New York City. The Democratic Socialist turned Democrat nominee for mayor of New York is 1,000% going to win, and it's not even going to be close. And let me tell you why. The Democratic Socialists of America had over 30,000 volunteers campaigning for Zohran in the primary election. 30,000 active volunteers. They actually have 50,000 people, 50, that have sent in interest to the campaign to volunteer, and 30,000 of them became active volunteers. And I guarantee you that now that he's won the nomination, that number is very easily going to double, triple, who knows? They made 1.3 million knocks on doors. They knocked on 1.3 million doors in New York City. They made 2.3 million phone calls in New York City. Can you guys name any GOP mayoral campaign in the history of Republican politics that had 30,000 active volunteers in the nominating process? And now they've got all this momentum because they had this big win and they're getting all this attention. And some might argue, well, they're not getting good attention. Well, actually for them, this is great attention. Guess what? Fox News is putting graphics on their screen, like talking about how much free stuff you're going to get under socialism, how socialism is going to reduce your childcare, how socialism is going to give you food and shelter and all this stuff. Fox News is literally putting this up, and they're putting the socialist graphic next to the capitalist graphic, and they're saying capitalism wants a free market economy, but socialism will give you free stuff. It's like, who do you think that working families are going to vote for, first of all? Secondly, there's basically no competition to him. I know there's a Republican nominee, but quite frankly, he wears a red beret, and I don't take him seriously as a candidate. I don't think anyone does. He ran unopposed to get the Republican nomination. And then you've got, I think, Eric Adams mounting an independent defense. You've got, I think, Andrew Cuomo is thinking about running as an independent or something. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They have minimally 30,000 volunteers with the Democratic Socialists of America that are campaigning for Zohran right now. That number is going to double, triple, who knows how high it could go. There is nothing that can match the organization that the Democratic Socialists of New York City have for this mayoral race. He's going to win, and it's going to be huge. And I want everyone to remember this when he wins. And everyone's like, how did this happen? Do you know how it happened? Because they worked for it. This is why it's so dangerous, guys. I constantly tell people, stop underestimating the far left. You call them mentally ill, you insult their looks, you complain about them being in a pride parade, you find them out a clip saying something dumb, you make a meme out of them. None of that is taking it seriously, because while you're making memes and clips on Twitter, they're out working. They're out talking to people in the real world. They're out knocking on doors. They're out speaking to issues that people care about. I don't know how many people saw the debate clip of the New York City mayor's debate where they had all the candidates for mayor and they asked them, what foreign country are you going to make your first visit to as the mayor of New York City? Zohran was the only one to say, I'm going to stay in New York and I'm going to talk to New Yorkers about things that New Yorkers care about. He said, I wasn't going to go anywhere because I'm the mayor of New York. I'm going to stay here and I'm going to talk to New Yorkers. He was the only one that said that. And they tried to make a big deal. Well, you're not going to Israel. How dare you? Why does the mayor of New York City need to go to Israel? Why do the people of New York City care if he goes to Israel or not? They don't. Maybe the Jews do, but most people don't. They won because they worked for it. They won because they organized for it. They won because this is what their apparatus is built for. And the GOP has nothing even coming close to what they have. And there is no possible way they're going to build it. So I'm very sorry if I'm breaking anyone's heart here, but the next mayor of New York City is absolutely going to be a Democratic Socialist. It's 100%. There is nothing you can do to convince me otherwise. And I don't know, it's one of those things. It's like, will this be a wake-up call? Well, I don't know. I mean, the last time I made a video about the mayor of New York City, I had people in my comments reminding me that the mayor of Chicago is a Democratic Socialist. He 100% is. You know, a lot of people call Karen Bass in Los Angeles a communist. I don't actually think she's a communist. I think she's a pretty typical kind of progressive. But I mean, she's far left. It's not as though there aren't other cities in the country that have extremely far left mayors, right? But man, it's like the right got beat purely based on work. I mean, even the Democratic establishment got beat by the organizing of the Democratic Socialists of America. So can we please now stop underestimating the left and start taking this all a little bit more seriously? If you want to see inside radical revolutionary leftist organizing calls or DSA calls or progressive organizing calls, I cover these things live on my YouTube channel. Make sure you find me on YouTube. I'm just Karlyn Borysenko. I'm sure you can find a link somewhere. I also stream on X, Rumble, and Kick. You can always find my stuff on my Substack, which is karlyn.substack.com. I stream Monday through Friday at 5 p.m. We do Socialism Saturdays on Saturdays at 6 p.m. We are doing a ton of socialist far-left content this week, so if you've never been inside socialist trainings, just come by the channel sometime this week. We're actually doing socialism conference stuff because there is an actual event going on in Chicago called the Socialism Conference. I will be streaming as many virtual sessions that are being streamed out of that conference as I can. So we are doing heavy content this week, basically all day, Friday and Saturday. So if you're not going to a parade or doing something fun on the 4th of July, hey, stop by the channel. We'll be watching socialism because no one else is. So I'll do it. Fine. I'll do it, and I'll tell you what the radical revolutionary far left is doing. Stuff that you will not see on Fox News or The Blaze or The Daily Wire or Steven Crowder, any other show. But you can get it here. Anyway, it's an interesting time. It's an interesting time. Let's keep going. I guess. What else can we do, right? Talk to you guys soon.